your host, Blastnite, and thank you for tuning into my channel this beautiful night, day, or afternoon from wherever you're watching. As you could have seen during my live stream, I'm also recording this right now on my live stream, and it's good to be back after a while because my laptop died, school got kind of busy, and it was just kind of hard to keep up with all the hecticness and not having a gaming laptop to record everything. It's kind of tough because I love the beautiful pictures. I love seeing everything that there is to offer on a gaming laptop. My regular laptop could not keep up with something so tough. And so today I actually wanted to do kind of like a competitive deck. And I'm trying to think of, what do I really want to do? And I talked about Buzzwole. If you haven't seen my latest video, it should be within the link. And I actually talked about the big Buzzwole. And this should be Memphis's winner. Was this, no, this was not what I was talking about. This, there you go. This is the baby Buzzwole that actually won Madison. And I'm actually going to do kind of a deck analysis today about it. And I did big Buzzwole last time. I did baby Buzzwole last time. Or I did big Buzzwole last time. I did big Buzzwole last time. Sorry, lost train of thought. And I'm doing baby Buzzwole this time. And we're seeing a lot of consistency within Buzzwole decks. So let's work on this. So the deck, right off the bat. We can see that Buzzwoles are being consistent. There's a lot of energy. Excuse me for a second. Okay, excuse me for that short delay. So we can see actually 15 energy. We can see 15 energy within the deck, and we can see 10 regular energy, 1 beast energy, and let's talk about this. 1 beast energy to provide it to our Buzzwoles. We don't have anything else that is an Ultra Beast. And we're going to do 30 more damage, which comes really beneficial because we can attach a Choice Band and a Beast Energy, and that's already 60. We're attaching a Strong Energy that's 80 on top of the original 80 that we're doing. So that's already 160 plus a Hez, which will give us 180 and 200. There should be a 210 in there. My bad. This will do my math wrong. So if it's attacking a GX, it's going to be 30, 30, 80. I know where I went wrong. 80, 200. We can have the Regirock for 210. We can have the DNC for 220. So 4 strong energy is pretty beneficial in there too, because we have nothing but fighting. We're attacking mostly with fighting Pokemon, and so it's really great because even that Sledgehammer comes in handy with just a strong energy. Now 3 Baby Buzzwole to come into play, and Baby Buzzwole is our main attacker. I should stop calling it Baby Buzzwole, but it's tiny, kind of cute. So we have our regular Buzzwole. So we have the Buzzwole coming into effect, and we have it using its attack Sledgehammer when it is 4 prize cards or less, and then 4 prize cards remaining. This is the attack that does huge damage. It was dominating all over. It was seeing a lot of attacks within Madison. Swing Around is actually the second best attack, and it's really good because Beast Ring is out there, and playing that Beast Ring can actually accelerate it. Getting 3 energy on it is pretty easy as well. It takes about 3 turns, but that Beast Ring definitely does accelerate it. So 130 HP. Now I've talked about the extra 10 and what we see in common within 120, 180, 160 Pokemon. You know, it's kind of easy right now to hit those numbers of 120, 160, 180. And it's not as easy to hit a 130, and it's never been easy to hit a 130 because that means you have to be hitting a 140. But it's easier to hit things at a base number, and some attacks just do 120. Buzzwole actually hits for 120, or not Buzzwole. Zoroark hits for 120 if there are 6 Pokemon on the field, 1 in the active, and then 5 on the bench. This can't knock it out. Zoroark can't knock this Buzzwole out, which makes it pretty powerful because that extra 10 HP is taking it pretty far within distance. Overall, it's a really good card, and the attack, and it's a 1-prize attacker as well. So Jet, we have the Buzzwole GX. We have HP of 190. So again, it's not that 180 that we're commonly seeing, but it's that 190. Even Gardevoir GX had a difficult time taking out this bad boy. And so it wasn't as easy, and I had to get, I believe, about 5 energy on top to knock out this Buzzwole. And so we're going to go to our second. We're going to go to Diancie Prism Star. Diancie Prism Star has Princess's Cheer. It's the attack that we use, or the ability that we use more often. It's as long as Pokemon is attached on your bench, your fighting Pokemon attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, which is really good because it acts as a strong energy towards our fighting Pokemon that are in the active. And so, um, it has a nice little punch. It starts to make our numbers go even fatter. It goes farther. It goes bigger. The only thing is, it's this retreat cost of 2. If it gets stuck out there, it's a Prism Star. We can't get it back if it goes into our discard or our Lost Zone, what it's called now. It's retreat of 2, and so there's a lot of energy out there. It's not just only for using it as a attach and attack, but it's also attach and retreat kind of ordeal. So we got a Regirock EX. Now see, when Diancie Prism Star came out, it was a big hype for Diancie, and we saw Regirocks fall out of the sky. You know, card values dropped online as well, and so it's all kinds of crazy things that we're seeing nowadays. So when I saw this deck list, and I saw the Regirock EX, I thought, wow, it's incorporated just because we can get that extra 10 hit points on our opponent, and you know it's not a Lost Zone Pokemon, so we can automatically throw it back in. The only bad thing is that it's in Fate's Collide, so we won't see it make a comeback. Even the attack isn't that bad for Bedrock Press, and we take 20 less damage as the effect of this attack. So, you know, for Zoroark, this is an instant KO because we're hitting for weakness. For some things, taking that 20 less damage, again, we have this 180 HP. And we're seeing this 180 HP. It's pretty common back then with EXs. You know, we're seeing bigger and bigger EXs come out to play. So now what I have right here is my Lycanroc GX. Lycanroc GX, and there's a 1-1 line. And the only reason why there's a 1-1 line is, you know, this is for this Bloodthirsty Knives. You don't want to overcrowd the deck. Again, our main focus is Buzzwole. And it's that little Buzzwole, the Sledgehammer, and Swing Around. So Bloodthirsty Knives is the attack that we were seeing, and it's because, or the ability that we're seeing, is because we can switch one of our opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So it's not like Volcanion Prison Star where our opponent chooses. It's our choice, and that gives us a free Lysander, basically. We can also use Dangerous Rogue GX to get an early KO, pick up that momentum we'd like to see within the early game. one Lele. And do I really need to say anything about one Lele? There's enough out here within our items and within our Pokemon to be more consistent. The Lele would not give it the consistency that we're looking for. We do have a 1/1 Remoraid line, Octillery, and we're using it for Abyssal Hand. The great thing is we can use Brooklet Hill to come out with that Remoraid. As you can see, we don't have a Bridget. So it's more of picking up that momentum and keeping sure that we can get that Remoraid turn 1, hopefully turn 2. So let's talk about 3 Beast Ring. Now, for prize cards to stay at 4-3 for quite a while is not going to happen. So that's about mid-game to end game. And so Beast Ring needs to be found and dug out. You know, you want to thin out your deck. You want to make sure that we can possibly find these Beast Rings within mid-game. A lot of people were using that Dangerous Rogue GX, or were using GX attack and instantly getting 2, even with Jet Punch being one of the attacks and seeing Buzzwole out there. Knocking out 2 Pokemon in one turn was easy. Maybe 3 the turn after that. So that Beast Ring helps a lot. Just come in, knocking out monsters, picking up that momentum and making the deck more consistent. So Max Elixir. 4 Max Elixirs and we have Beast Ring. Yes, it's even better. We have that energy and it comes in play. And we're hitting with Pokemon that have high energy attacks. So it's great to see 4 Max Elixirs. Now with Super Rod, a lot of people are going to Rescue Stretcher now. Super Rod has that nice in the middle kind of gesture, and it works really well within Buzzwole because it can throw in the Buzzwole, it can throw in energy, it can throw in a mixture of both. And within this deck, you like to see that because you can throw in maybe 1 energy just to what you needed for your attack, or 2 energies and 1 Pokemon is what you needed. And so that's where Super Rod becomes great because we have enough and the attacks are consistent across the board. And they're not costly high attacks, especially if it's early game still. So Ultra Ball. For Ultra Ball, not much to say about that. It's a basic staple. Now 3 Brooklet Hill. See, the 3 Brooklet Hill come handy because a lot of people in Madison were playing with Brooklet Hills or with a Buzzwole deck, and therefore we can see this Brooklet Hill. We're able to access Remoraid, we're able to access Rockruff, Regirock, Diancie, Prism Star, any Buzzwole that we wanted. It just helps, it's beneficial. 4 would become too clunky. So now I'm going to move on to our items down here, and I do want to get into supporters soon, but I feel like that should be one of the last things. 3 Choice Band. There's no recovery items for Choice Bands, so like no Puzzle of Time. 3 Choice Band's also really good. It gives that extra 30 attack towards a GX, and a lot of the meta seen a lot of GXs anyways. It also, we shouldn't worry too much about losing Choice Bands because we have strong energies. And then 3 Float Stones. As I said before, we have high retreat cost Pokemon. And so these 3 Float Stones come in handy. We see about 1 to 2 Field Blowers. 1 Field Blower will usually knock off the 2 Float Stones. People have to choose between the Choice Band, Float Stone, and Brooklet Hill. So there's not a lot of things to be Field Blower, but there is enough things out there to be Field Blower. And as you can see, there isn't a Field Blower within our deck, or within this winner's deck. And so there isn't Field Blower because it makes it not consistent. And this deck I've seen, and I played a couple of times, multiple times, and I've seen it be consistent across the board. So another thing I want to talk about here. So if you know me as a player, I prefer Sycamore over Cynthia, and I've said this during my videos. I said this during my my streams, and it's Sycamore over Cynthia because Sycamore actually gets rid of those cards, and Cynthia actually holds them there for a while. And so Cynthia just shuffles them back in, even though it's not acting like an N. It's perfectly fine. But Cynthia definitely has an advantage during like your early game to your early mid game, and it's because you can shuffle in things you don't want to get rid of shuffle things that might be resourceful later. So for Guzma, goes back to that ordeal of saying, you know, we have high retreat cost Pokemon, stuff that we need to get out of the active and switch, and you know, maybe we have the opportunity to knock out that last GX or knock out that single prize attacker that we've been spreading damage throughout the game. And so that comes in great. So there's opportunities to get our heavy cost Pokemon out of the active. So 2N is, like I've said before during my streams, and I've been a very big advocate for N being played middle game towards late game. N should be a last resort if you are playing it early game. Anyways, enough talking. That was a little bit over of what I wanted to do as a deck analysis. I try to do 10 minutes of a deck analysis to go into depth, to go in an overview. So we're actually going to see a Buzzwole deck right here. And if you haven't figured out, my favorite is the 2013 champion, Vancouver. I believe it's 2013. Almost positive it's 2013. And we have a Regirock to start off with. So I'm going to play Regirock down right now just because it is important. I don't know, since we're playing another Buzzwole deck, I want to hope and get some early kills. Strong Energy would have been nice right about now. The Anti-Prison Star would have came in handy. And so, what I've seen within this deck, it's hard to get the cards you need, but when you do get the cards you need, it works really well. So they're going to U-Ball. I could see them U-Balling for Lele and Brigidine. Surprisingly enough, there isn't a lot of Brigids going around within Buzzwole decks because we have that Brooklet Hill to tap into it and, you know, draw what we need. So we're going to see the Deancey Prism Star right here. What concerns me is, I was going to say that. What concerns me is that Lele that's going to come out into play. Because now they're going to Sycamore, you know, probably draw into that U-Ball or that Lycan Rock, therefore giving an easy access to that Regirock. Hoping that they play maybe a Brooklet Hill. It'd give me the access to play. It'd also be smart for them not to play Brooklet Hill. Because I would hopefully tap into, use it and grab it. Oh, okay, this even works better. Now, all I need is the Anti-Prism Star. Yes. I don't have that Remoraid, so the Octillery becomes a little bit useless on my side. It's only 30. I wouldn't be surprised that I would see the Lycan Rock right now. I wish I had a strong energy, but that's the really beautiful combination of Deancey and Regirock. It gives enough beauty, and it gives enough power to this baby Buzzwole. That was an extra 30, and I hit for 1 energy for 60. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst either. The math wasn't going to come out as great as I thought. Probably shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I calculated a big knockout. We're going to see that choice band. There hasn't. Trainer was played for this turn, and it was Cynthia. Now they're going to start getting rid of this as Deancey. I do want to see this Rockruff come out, but it's just going to be another big target. Not much we can do here, so he's going to start jet punching. Hopefully I can get this jet punch a little bit out early to hit that rock ruff. Hopefully it doesn't go into a bigger ordeal. Sometimes I feel like PTCGO draws are not the best, but you know, it is what it is. So they're going to play Cynthia. Hopefully you look for that U-ball. I wouldn't be surprised. Dang. Again, I wouldn't have been surprised if they did get that Ultra Ball or that Lycan Rock. Especially now that they're going to draw into it. So another great thing that we're seeing within their deck is that they're able to get out everything that they need. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to use that Beast Ring like I wanted. Max Elixir could have knocked him at a worse time. I even failed the Max Elixir. And obviously I'm going to get knocked out within this turn. This incoming turn. But that will allow me to use these two Beast Rings. Again, I wish I drew that Remoraid. Now the smarter choice would have been to start attacking this Octillery. Unfortunately I have this Buzzwole. Now, they could use Knuckle Impact either way. They don't know I have the Beast Ring. So, Beast Ring is not going to do much for them. Or, their Beast Ring is not in their knowledge. Beast Ring is going to come into effect when I can attack. And attach that energy pretty easily. And this is the time where I wish I had a Field Blower to knock off that Floatstone. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? I hope you all can hear me clearly and consistently. I've been working on it. My HyperX headset is a really great tool. So there's the Absorption GX. They already used it, so it's kind of great. They don't have another Pokemon for setup. I do have this Lycan Rock now, which is going to be really great. So I'm going to put out this Rock Ruff already. And now I'm going to attach it to Buzzwole. And I have no doubts. I have no doubts that they have the ability to play Beast Rings or search for some Beast Rings within their deck. And that was two perfect heads. So 150 coming out of a tiny little Pokemon. Not bad. It's not bad at all. And we also have the power from DNC. It would have been a whole lot better if it came from something else, to be honest. And what I mean by something else, I wish the deck wasn't so heavily dependent on Regirock and DNC Prism Star, because you always have to be conscious of what you're playing. You have to be conscious of what's going on with these two. And I still haven't had a draw supporter for, I think this is the third turn. Really depending on this Brooklet Hill. And as you can see, we already saw that Buzzwole come out and start swinging. We also saw that Beast Ring come into play. And Beast Ring is just a really powerful item out there. They're going to be hitting for initially 100, 120. If they get ahead, one ahead, 142, 160, and 170. All they need is a choice band to be knocking out this Buzzwole. I don't want to see that within the game just so soon. And I guarantee you, they just might knock out. They will knock out this Buzzwole, and this Buzzwole was powered up. So regardless, even just the base attack, it was a lot. So I'm going to put out the Regirock. I already have the Floatstone just in case. And I did a misplay here. I should have put the Brooklyn Hill first. And then I should have looked for the energy. So I'm going to play Lycanroc. Kind of do want to get rid of the Buzzwole. $40 times 3 is 120. 40 times 3 is 120. 140. 160, 170. Why don't I have choice band when I need it? I hate to do this. Oh, it's just 10 short, 20 short. But now they have the opportunity. I have the opportunity to come up and get that advantage. With that Jet Punch, it'll leave me into. So they need a Floatstone. Even that Jet Punch from them would be kind of helpful right now. It would be beneficial to them. They probably don't have any energy. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know what they're thinking about. I love these graphics though. I wonder what they were sycamoring away. It didn't look like much. They had a Beast Ring though. I don't know why they didn't play it. I feel like that was kind of silly on their behalf. So what else? What else? They got that Floatstone like they were looking for. They got out of that 3 prize card situation, so I don't even have a prize card to come to. I was expecting this game to take a little bit longer, or as long as it is. They are taking forever. And I finally get the draw support. I don't even have anything. I would have the opportunity to put a Beast Energy. It just seems so late now within the game. This Buzzwole would have came in handy. I'm going to attach this to the Buzzwole. Really, there's not much I can do. And I'm going to do Jet Punch for an 80. Maybe they have game within their hands, and there's the Remoraid that I've been looking for the whole past game. Now, I don't know if they're away from the computer. It looks like they were away from the computer. Are they looking for choice band? It actually comes down to the coin toss. This coin toss will determine everything. Now Cynthia. See, this is where I said Field Blower would came to be super handy. Oh, that's game. That has to be game. I'm gonna do this math real quick. So 110, 120, 130, 150, 160. Did I do that right? It's 80 from choice band, or it's 80 plus the 30, so that's 110, 130, 150, 170, 180. I don't know what that was helpful for, but I could have seen that strong energy come in handy. And that's game, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I believe they needed. Pretty intense. Let's play one more, just to end the night on a good note. I want to thank each and every single one of you for tuning in. And I want to do another big giveaway. It's been a hectic week. If you follow my Twitter or any of my personal social medias, I've been busy. I went to my hometown. Not this past weekend, but next weekend. I also started summer school. So it's going to be 4 intense weeks. I'm also going to be trying to stream as much as I can. And I will do live stream every Sunday night. It will be a pleasure to do them on the Friday and Saturdays that I also want to release videos. But there will be a video dropped every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the coming weeks. I will also be traveling out on vacation with my girlfriend and her family. So hopefully I'm going to pre-record some of those videos. Hopefully I do a Sunday night stream. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do a special treat on a Friday night just to see what's going to go on. Again, congratulations to Joseph Cage for being the winner of tonight's 10 Forbidden Light packs. So what do we have here today? We have something with Trubbish and Garbodor and probably Trashlands and Garbotoxin. I hate the thing of what it did in Saxif. I want to put a Pokemon down, or your opponent wants to put a Pokemon down, and I'll tell you why. Because it's usually a Lele, it's in the expanded, it's usually a Shaman or a Lele, and it's giving something away, you know? Like, our opponents, we know, and it's giving us a fair advantage. An unfair advantage, I would say, because we know something's in there. Obviously, he took out the Lele, so there was nothing there originally. There should have been nothing there. You just don't ever want to underestimate your opponent. There's a Bridget. Now we're probably going to officially see what this deck is. I don't trust anything. I can always make a good prediction of what we're going to play, but I can never say officially what we are going to play until I see some bench Pokemon out there. So now we're going to actually see this Azoric. We're going to see that Zoric Chancellance that was played at the North American International competition. I hate to throw away Beast Ring. I already have Remoraid out. I have Trubbish. I'm gonna do Buzzwole. I feel like Buzzwole is a better call because it's gonna start spreading damage and putting more pressure. That was also a misplay. I always get too excited. I should have U-Balled first. And we'll actually get a nice, good draw support. I'm actually gonna drop the the Deancey. Hopefully I can draw into a Buzzwole or some Ultra Balls. Now the Floatstone is key here. There was no Floatstone, but there is a Guzma, which will lead into a good hand. I'm going to attach it to this baby Buzzwole just in case anything goes wrong. I did have the Guzma. I could have Guzma and took an early prize card. I felt like it's always more important to set up, and that's what I want to also enforce within this channel, is to set up turn one. I know it's tempting to get that early prize cards and feel like you have the advantage. I'll do one more game. I've seen that Trashalanche Zorak. I worked with it a while behind the scenes and, tried to make it better, and I couldn't make it good. And now it's good to see that Zorak garb come out. And that was actually a really good choice because that Trashalanche and that Garbotoxin, shutting down abilities on Zorak's side, but that Trashalanche hitting the Buzzwole decks. This is a cute little coin. I'll go first. This should be a nice, easy game. A little bit of flow, since I haven't been able to go first, if I never stop getting the mulligans. And I start off with a Rockruff. What to do? Oh well, I'm going to drop this Regirock. Actually, I'm going to drop this Yancey. I don't have Remoraid again, but I do have the possibility of setting up better. And now, I'm going to dig in for this Buzzwole. Probably could have Lele there, but I'm not going to waste my only Lele. I even have the opportunity to drop a Floatstone on this little Rockruff. Oh, what a beautiful turn when we can actually get a turn to set up. I can even have the opportunity to go back and dig in for that Regirock and give myself an extra boost. It'd be nice if I drew into another draw support. Use that swing around. That's okay. Now I haven't seen Reverse Valley since maybe the 2016 season. Kind of crazy. Cynthia. Alright, they don't have anything in their hand. So they're either playing with Steel or they're playing with a Dark. So I'm not going to be surprised if I see Zorak, which I just did. Ooh, it's gonna... Ooh, that hurt. I was about to do calculations too, because that would have been 100, 120. That just hurt. Well, since it knocked off a little bit of my momentum, I'm just going to go in there, knock out that Zorak. Now it's going to put a little bit of pressure on them. Hopefully they didn't draw into that or a draw supporter that would have allowed them. Now they have the ability to trade and go in. This was their final card. Bridget wouldn't have been too terrible. Weakness Policy. Weakness Policy was one of those cool items that we saw at the North American International Championships. Hopefully that's what it's called. Otherwise I'm going to feel dumb if I've been pronouncing that. But the NICA, or NAIC. And Weakness Policy is not going to let me start KOing things. That would have been 160. A nice max potion. Trade. Now they're gonna go look for that. Draw support. I'm looking for draw support. I don't even have that Remoraid. Acerola to pick up that Lele. I love what this deck is doing. This is gonna be a good deck to end the night with. Now they do have Sycamore in hand, so I gotta move a little bit faster. I know they're gonna have that Buzzwole. This is where I wish the Field Blower would come in handy. And that Choice Band would have been nice right about now too, instead of drawing into that Buzzwole, hitting for that 210. What a monster. Now they gotta go in and look for that DCE, or gotta find that max potion. It's more of a disruption deck that I'm starting to notice. Didn't see that, seen that Team Flag Run, seen that E-Hammer. I'm not afraid to get rid of stuff. I want to have that Rockruff just in case I need to switch out to that Lele and start swinging around. Those 2 floatstones going away is going to hurt though. I wish I had that Choice Band on the Buzzwole so it could have been more of a choice. I hate to ruin the party so early. And I'm going to choose another baby Buzzwole. Hopefully this is thinning my deck out enough. I'm going to do swing around for a little 90. 2 Choice Bands. Had really terrible prize cards. I'm starting to realize that I had really terrible prize cards. That Brooklyn Hill again. I'm going to get rid of Rockruff this time. I feel like Rockruff's more of a threat. Especially since they can't draw into draw support. Hate that. Oh, I'm sorry. What are they looking for? They have to be looking for that DCE. There you go. I don't even have the opportunity now with Reggie Rockstein on the field to hit for that 210. Dang. Well, very nice. Very nice. There's not much I can say to that. So the more I'm seeing this deck, it's more of a disruption deck. Haven't seen him actually hit, which is kind of the problem. And he's about to do Righteous Beating. I hate to do this. There's gotta be one more floatstone in there somewhere. I mean, Guzman's a little bit too late. Not much we can do here, to be quite honest. An Enhanced Hammer hitting that Buzzwole. And my chances of knocking out that Tapu Lele are even going down within itself. Ooh, excuse me. Boii. Lele, they're slowly boosting up the Zoroark to hit a little bit harder. That's already 80. That's the stuff they needed. They just needed to get 3 bench Pokemon. Hopefully, led into something better. Beast Ring is gonna come super handy now. Even that Cynthia. That Guzma would be nice. We're gonna be hitting for 40 times 4, 160. 190. All I need is a strong energy. I wish I was hitting for weakness, but this is dumb weakness policy. Haven't seen weakness policy in forever. When I was getting into the game, that's when I used weakness policy. And Righteous beating for that knockout. Now they just drew into one card. I'm going to really try to hit this Buzzwole. Shuffle everything back in. I know I already have 2 strong energy in here. It was only good to dream. $190. Hate to use it, but that's all I really got. Now it just puts pressure among them. There has to be a max potion in there. Hopefully there's not, but that would also get rid of their DCE. I think I've seen 2 max potions. I've seen 1, 2. So there's got to be a possibility of 2. They might carry 3. But now the pressure is to evolve the Zorua. Are they playing 2 or 1? I personally hate not seeing what they're going to do. I mean, there's nothing you can do but mentally prepare yourself. So they went in for a puzzle of time. Probably have another puzzle of time. They're going to Acerola. Can't believe I did not get that strong energy. Rescue Stretcher going in for that Zoroark. What's okay with Field Blowers? Enhanced Hammer. And that makes 3, ladies and gentlemen. Brutal, brutal, brutal. That's even going to come in with Mew. Glad to see that they're finally picking up that momentum that they needed. I mean, glad for them, but not glad for me. What am I going to do? Do need 1 heads, though. Putting this Mew EX out here was kind of a risk for them. That's why he got rid of my choice bands. Oh, the beautiful thing is using this Beast Ring. There's 5 energy, 2 Beast Ring. I'm not going to feel absurd putting them on there. I feel more than confident I'll draw into a Beast Ring or an energy. And here it is. Some people might have called that dumb. Call that brave. Gotta go in on 1 heads, and that's a knockout. And I'm going to take my 2 prize cards. Remember, it's a little late for the game. Kind of wish I had my little rock ruff right now, too. I wonder where that super odd is just about right now. There's 2 Guzmas giving me the opportunity to hit for weakness. I personally would have started evolving Zoroarks. He does have 4 cards though, so he must win this game. 2, he's gonna deck himself out. I don't know what he's doing. I don't want to put Remoraid just yet. I don't even need I don't even need a draw support right now. I think I have everything I want. But do you know what? I was never expecting this Guzma. Hopefully I can get a deck list from him. And 2 heads for a total of 300. There's my strong and beast energy. Ridiculous, these prize cards. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do appreciate you coming in. Oh man, there's not even a deck list. Appreciate you tuning into this fine night, this fine stream, and may you take care of yourselves until next time, and keep playing Pokemon. Your boy Blastnite is out.